What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Double Tigers. I almost called it Double Dragons again.
How you
There
doing,
we
man?
go. Not bad. How about you?
Not, it's going. I don't want to say it's everything's perfect, but it's going.
Yeah, it's going. It's good. But is it well? One big good thing next week we won't be having an episode, guys, because I'll be at MegaCon with all the other guys at MegaCon. We'll be seeing a lot of other people at MegaCon. So if you're going to MegaCon, come say what's up, or if we bump into each other, say
Yeah,
hi,
that's
whatever.
exciting.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
gonna be fun. It's gonna be a lot of people.
yeah.
Just
I think the community they have a couple of events where they congregate, and I think for the East Coast guys, a lot of the East Coast guys, MegaCon is like seems to be the event they target.
MegaCon and Heroes Con, those two cons. Yeah, because MegaCon is the first one that we all congregate at, and then the second one is in the summer is the Heroes one that everybody else congregates at. So
Yeah.
it's two. I mean, it's more than two. It's those two, New York, but the most community members are at MegaCon and freaking warm weather. That's the main reason. You know what I mean? A lot of them are probably in snow still, and then they would rather come down here. It little cooler, little warm. It's a little warm.
Well, what's the
So
temperature there? You had snow out there, like on the peninsula, or not? What do you call it? The Gulf side? Did you
yeah,
guys have snow?
yeah, we had a little bit of snow, but it wasn't too bad. But they had about an inch. I think they said an inch or so. I think last week or the week before last, something
That's
like that.
crazy. In
Yeah,
Florida,
yeah.
we
On
just
the
never see snow in Florida.
upper half.
Yeah,
It wasn't even towards us at all, but it was on the upper half. It was
that's
towards
weird.
Georgia and in between Tallahassee and Georgia, so it was right on the
Yeah.
borderline.
I mean, I remember a couple years ago when that had that blizzard in Texas.
Yep, and
I was like,
they had
that is,
another one again in Texas.
and now,
They
yeah,
had
it's like
some.
now seasonal for those guys. It's crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
We are getting
Well,
snow here right now in the Pacific
right.
Northwest. I think it's going to stick tonight, so we should have
All right.
snow on the ground tonight.
Yeah, it happens. uh, well, that's what happens when when you guys mess with the fossil fuels and other stuff. You know,
Yeah, that's what climate
climate
change
change.
is. All right. Well, there's a lot of things happening right now in the comic book. What caught your eye this week?
Well, what caught everybody's eye probably was the thing that was out of context, like the Anthony Mackie thing. That because that was all over my feed when he did it. But I knew that I watched the full interview. I go, oh yeah, they took it. They just pulled the little piece of the interview. They didn't freaking just oh
Mhm.
yeah, he was at an interview. But a lot of people are worried about it hitting Captain America, the box office. So they're worried about it plummeting the box office since they did that. But since he did, not on purpose, but they're worried about like some people are worried about the box.
I don't think it's going to do that well, to be honest. And it's
Yeah,
nothing
I don't
against
need
Anthony Mackie.
right,
It's nothing against the
but
actor.
but
Yeah,
but people are gonna blame Mackie for if it does go plummet. Or if it
probably
doesn't make
unfairly, probably. Yeah,
yeah. So they're gonna blame Mackie for certain things.
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like
What's crazy about I know there's a lot of people who don't like the fact that they cast uh, Falcon as the next Captain America, right?
but in the comic books he
But
does become
that's what I'm saying. Like if you read the damn books and you understand the
yeah,
history, it
yeah.
it's completely in line with.
Yeah.
what's happening in comic books. So it's like the only ones having an issue with this are just people who don't
Read the
understand
books.
read comic books. Yeah, like
Yeah. They don't understand it. It's well, why, you know.
yeah, I mean, and it's obvious like why they would have issues with um like they want to try to define who Captain America is. Captain America is a character, dude. It's not like your envision, your vision of what this country is. It's a comic book character. So
Right.
just chill out, man. Chill out.
Yeah, but it's the climate now, you know what I mean? It's different, you know. A lot of it's different now, but yeah, let's see. And
I
then
just think
Warner
it's gonna
Brother,
be a horrible movie. It does just looks like a
yeah.
bad movie.
Yeah,
They've
well,
given away the
what
main.
the rumors going around is Harrison Ford doesn't even make a full. The Red Hulk makes maybe a they said maybe a 5 minutes or 10-minute appearance towards the. I don't know that if it's true or not towards the end of the movie or toward the middle of the movie. You know what I mean? So it's like,
Yeah, I mean, how much longer is Harrison Ford going to be around? He's ready to. I mean, he looks great. Don't get me wrong. He looks great. He looks healthy. But like, I mean, are we expecting a sequel out of this? Probably not. Of course,
maybe,
he's not going to come back.
but and then he's supposed to the Red Hulk's supposed to be in the Thunderbolts anyway. So how is it? So how is he gonna end up in the Thunderbolt?
Replace him again.
Yeah.
How many Thunderbolt Rosses do you need to get
Well,
in the
the one died from cancer, so understandable they replaced him with Harrison Ford, but understandable.
Yeah,
You know
but
what I
it's
mean?
like
But yeah, but how long is it gonna take for him for a Red Hulk to show up in Thunderbolts?
I don't even think we're going to see a sequel. To be honest, I don't think there's
Mm.
going to be a Captain America sequel. It's going to
I'm
bomb.
But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about if Thunderbolts does well, because the Thunderbolts team is like Suicide Squad team where it changes
Led by Hulk,
members.
Red
So
Hulk, yeah.
yeah, so Red Hulk's supposed to be in one in one of the
Well, so
iterations.
I would love to see the Red Hulk. I'd love to see this movie really dominate the box office and get more mileage because I think the Red
Right.
Hulk is a great character. Red
Yeah,
Hulk
but
is
the biggest thing with this is if it does well, okay, then there might be a sequel. But if it bombs, the
where
first
does
thing
that leave
that
the Red Hulk character in your opinion?
I mean,
More with
they'll probably still use the Red Hulk. You know what I mean? But they won't. You know, they won't use it as what
I
is it?
mean,
Yeah, that as the sequel or whatever. But if Thunderbolts does well, they'll probably pull him out of there and then throw him in the Thunderbolts somehow. You know what I mean? And we don't know how the Thunderbolts are gonna end anyway. So we don't know much. Red Hulk's gonna be interesting, but then the other thing is Warner Brothers is thinking about coming up with more prequels or like what was it, Cobra Kai type stuff with Goonies, with what is it, uh, uh, the little hairy monsters. I forget. Yeah, all the '80s, all the '80s properties that they had. So they're gonna
it's
try
not a
to
prequel. Goonies would be a sequel, and
sequel. Yeah, that's what I mean.
cast because the
Yeah,
original
yeah,
cast members are still alive.
yeah, and they still want to do it because the Asian dude still wants to
He's
do it.
good. He looks good. He's still, but they got fat Sean Austin now. What are they going to do? What are they going to do
No,
with fat Sean Austin?
yeah, Austin wants to do it. I think the Chunk don't want to do it. I don't
drug-laden.
Chunk's yeah, but I don't think Chunk's an actor no more. He's a freaking entertainment lawyer now. So
Oh yeah, Chunk.
yeah, he's an
Yeah, but
entertainment lawyer.
he could come back, right? Chunk. They just need to. I mean, they just explain, hey, he lost all the weight, but they can
Right.
bring him back. But yeah, would he still be the Chunk? Because the Chunk carried that movie, right? Chunk.
Yeah, be a, are they gonna bring Thanos guy back? The big
Oh,
brother.
he's definitely would be back. He's in
Yeah, yeah,
Hollywood. He's he'd be back. Martha
yeah,
Plimpton would be back. Um,
yeah. They'll all come back. It's just
they'll all come
figuring
back.
out if they're gonna do
Honestly,
Shauna, Shane.
the
You
biggest
know,
variable in that whole cast is Corey Feldman. Corey Feldman is like, I mean, that guy is like, I don't know. I don't know if he just seems like he has a lot of issues still.
yeah, I'm wondering if they do bring them back, are they gonna if they do the sequel, is it gonna be the Goonies kids, or are they gonna be somehow all the way to
And I think
grandkids?
it would have to be with the adults,
Yeah,
right? I'm sure you'd have some kids in there, right? You'd have kids mixed in with them,
right,
but it'd be focused around the adults.
right.
And I would pay to see that movie. I love the
Yeah,
Goonies.
we would all would, but the biggest thing is they're talking about that one, and then all the guys want to come back as their characters, and then what was
Yeah,
it Gizmo and all that, and that one, or Gremlins.
Gremlins.
Yeah,
That'd be good.
because the guy the guy that actually wrote the first Gremlins, he said he has a script for this one, Gremlins 3 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So he has the
Know what's
script.
interesting? You know what's interesting? Because you weren't actually alive when these movies came out, right? You went back and watched them
Yep.
after the fact.
Yeah, yeah. When
I
yeah,
actually was alive when they came out in the theaters.
right.
So I remember going to watch the Goonies. I remember
Right.
watching Gremlins and Gremlins. They had a sequel too. They had
Yeah, I
Gremlins.
remember Gremlins 2 and
Yeah.
yeah, but there's supposed to be a prequel to that one. So
Yeah.
he wrote it and everything. Now it's just if it's gonna happen or not.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing.
Out of all the 80s IP, and there's a lot of 80s IP that they've kind of and that's the thing, like Hollywood's hell bent on the nostalgia factor, going back, the Barbies of the recreating
Cobra
Barbies.
Kai, the Cobra Kai stuff. But as long as the biggest thing is if they write it well, that's the biggest thing. If it's written well, and if it's the stories actually, it makes sense, yeah, it's gonna do well.
Yeah.
Like Cobra Kai, nobody expected Cobra Kai to do what it's doing. You know what I mean? Nobody
one
expected
movie
the
I'd love to
story.
see them make and bring, and you're not going to have any clue what this movie is. What's up, Dylan? The Last Starfighter. The Last Starfighter. They got to bring that back. That's like that was like, you talk about Karate Kid, you talk about
right,
Gremlins, you talk about all these, like 1984, that era, 85, 86, that the movies. The Last Starfighter was probably one of the like coolest like movies targeted at kids,
right,
video games and space and all that. It was just incredible. So I hope they bring Last Starfighter to the big screen, because this Gremlin stuff, this is my generation. They're targeting me to take my kids or take my grandkids to go see.
Right.
We're old enough to be grandparents now. That's where we're at.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like you said, nostalgia.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what Hollywood's getting for now. It's nostalgia. It's not new ideas. It's hey, how can we get this?
How can we recycle this for another jet? Because the formula's there, right?
Right.
The formula for success is there. So you just gotta repackage.
You just gotta have a package it well and good story. That's the biggest part. As long as the story's good, you're fine. Like, because nobody expected Cobra Kai to do what it did, because nobody expected the story to be as good as it is.
I never watched Cobra Kai. I don't have any interest in watching it, and I love Karate Kid. So there you go.
Right.
But that's cool. The news that really caught my attention was the Superman Foundation. This is Joe Shuster's family.
Right.
Is suing the gun production of Superman.
But when you showed me the article, it didn't surprise me at all, because any time any of the superhero Superman movies even touch, hit has any type of news, I noticed Schuster and they're always in legal battles,
Yeah,
somewhat. And
yeah,
because almost every super, if you look back at every Superman movie that's came out, these guys have gone after almost every. I think almost each one. I
yeah,
think I'm not sure exactly, but
yeah.
it
Well,
seems
so
like it.
Schuster and Siegel are no longer alive, but DC
Well,
paid the two
if
creators.
well, let's tell the younger generation that don't know, if whoever's watching, if you guys are younger, if you guys don't know who Joe Schuster and
Jerry Siegel.
John
Jerry
Siegel
Siegel.
are, yeah, Jerry Siegel are. These are both of the people that created Superman.
That's right.
Not DC. DC didn't have it. DC didn't create them out of the blue. It's these two guys that came up with the idea and went to DC. Hey, we got an idea for this. Superhero
Yeah.
character.
It was a different time. It was like
Yeah,
30s, right? These guys are
yeah,
working for DC, but DC paid them essentially what at that time in the 30s, like the late 30s, they paid them $165, not each, $165 for the IP. So they had to split that. They got $80 each in 1930s money, right?
yeah. That's not a
1930s
lot.
inflationary money, which is a lot. Yeah, like back then, that was a lot of money.
I mean, that
$165.
was a lot, but yeah. But if you
Yeah,
think
we're talking
about
like
it
$80.
in our mindset now, it's not a
They got
lot.
ripped off. Yeah, in our minds,
Yeah,
right? They got
yeah,
ripped off,
yeah,
and
yeah.
so they
Because
never
but
they get
look how much they use the logos, the symbols, the all that stuff. You because if honestly, if
it's a
they
billion
had
dollar franchise, Jeff. Just say it. It's a $1 billion
yeah,
franchise,
more than
and
that, dude. I think it's way more
families.
than if it's worldwide. So I think it's way more than a bill.
I mean,
you
over
know,
time, yeah, it's a $1 trillion franchise if you're counting like over the
right,
years.
right.
But no, I mean, if we're talking right now at this moment, this James Gunn movie and all the licensing around that
Yeah,
character for this movie, it will bring in hundreds of billions of dollars, probably, right?
yeah.
So
And then the foundation just wants a little bit of the a little
that's
bit
it.
of
That's
the
the
cake.
ultimate. Well, no. So let's go back to the article now.
Yeah.
Um, there was a clause. So there's a clause in the Commonwealth. So in the
Oh,
UK,
okay.
Canada,
Right.
and like Australia, these are UK Commonwealth states.
Right, right,
Uh,
right.
in Britain, they have a clause like if you do some kind of like past IP, um, you know, like contract, when those artists die, the contracts, there's like a period after they die where those contracts become null, and then the families have a right to the rights of that character.
Right, right.
They actually have rights to the character. So right now, what this lawsuit is contending is like you cannot release the movie in the UK, in Canada, in Australia,
Right.
and Ireland, and any UK Commonwealth. And there's a lot of British sort of related, you know, uh,
Right.
Commonwealth nations. It's not just
Right.
those four, but there's a lot of like, African nations and Caribbean nations that,
Yeah, they're trying to yeah. So
right,
the whole idea is they're trying to,
they're trying to block the
right.
release of the movie in those markets. That's huge money for
Yeah.
DC.
Right.
Not as big as America, but of course, America
Right.
doesn't fall into that.
Right.
But
But
yeah,
if I was DC, I would try to at least try to try to
that's
figure
a
out
lawsuit. They have to deal with it. DC's come out with and said gloves are off. We are going to fight this legally. You're not going to get a cent,
hmm.
right? And we're going to challenge it in international court, and we're going to get this movie
Yeah,
released.
but
It has to be. We
that's
have
wrong on
to.
D. But my biggest thing, that's wrong on DC side. DC should just make it make it right. And hey, uh, you know what I mean? Maybe we should make it right instead of freaking trying to fight the little guy. Maybe we help. Maybe actually pay the little guy that what they were actually owed. You know what I mean? And not
Well,
actually fight.
actually, but Jeff, okay, so this is where I think DC is paying the Superman Foundation.
Okay.
Okay, they're getting money. It's just the Superman Foundation wants more.
Oh,
They're trying
ooh.
to make it financially painful for DC to get more money
Okay.
out of DC. So it's kind of like
Uh,
both sides are like just like playing the money game.
right,
And
right.
like, hey, if you're gonna
Well,
threaten
like I said,
villains,
I've read bits and pieces of that article, so I'm like, okay. I go,
yeah,
it looks like they're going after money again, but okay.
it's always
Yeah,
been about money. But yeah, I mean,
yeah,
I think ultimately the Schuster Foundation has a legitimate claim on
right.
the
But
character.
I
So,
I know Batman, and I think Superman are supposed to be coming up on the public domain soon, right? Something like that in a couple of years or something like that.
I think
Or
in like 2030, it's going to be public domain. Batman and
right,
Superman, Wonder Woman, all of those characters.
right. That's gonna be
That means
interesting.
you and I.
Right.
That means
Can
you
come
and
up with
I
right,
can write Superman comics if we want,
right.
and I
Unless
will.
unless right, right.
I'm
But
going to write my own.
unless DC and DC comes up and freaking doesn't let them go to public domain. I mean, if they don't leave, I forget the clause on those things. I think you have to keep writing stories or something like that to keep it from going to domain, something like that. I forget the clause on those public when how it can't become public domain or something like that. So I don't remember exactly, but
It'll be interesting.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a big
If you think about it, that's where DC makes most of their money is those big three. So it's like,
big three.
how
Yeah.
are yeah, are they gonna let those big three actually become public domain? Like Disney let Steamboat Willie. I understand why they let Steamboat Willie go because they made they got
Well,
Mickey.
so going public domain and
Mm,
actually still profiting off those characters, those are two,
mm.
you can still do both. So what
Oh,
I'm
okay.
saying is like, I'll put out a Superman comic book,
Mm-hmm.
but DC puts out a Superman comic book. Which one are you going to buy?
Right, right,
Right?
right, right.
You're going to go with the Superman comic book, right? And Mickey Mouse to this day, like Disney doesn't put out Mickey Mouse content.
Right,
He's at the theme park.
right,
He's on the coloring books. He's on the backpacks.
right, right,
But he's not central to what Disney does anymore.
right, right,
So Mickey Mouse, yeah, he's not really like I could
right.
draw Mickey Mouse and do stuff with it all I want, but no one's gonna buy my Mickey Mouse
Oh, yeah,
at all.
over theirs. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah,
But
but DC
it's
still
gonna be
has control over the character because they have the business and the
mm,
licensing
right,
around. Like if they create, let's say, like Superman Unchained as a movie, right?
right,
They own Superman Unchained
right, right,
rights to that. And so everything, if they make a Superman Unchained backpack or Superman Unchained lunchbox,
right,
they get all the proceeds from that licensing. But if I write Superman Chained
right,
and I say, hey, DC, you can't touch Superman Chained, well, they don't have to. Like I have to do Superman Chained on my own.
right, right, right,
That's the way it works. And it's like, yeah, the little guys aren't going to really, they're not going to dent Superman sales. It's
right,
if other companies jump in, right? Jump in and say, hey, we're going to start making our own Superman like Sony, right? Sony could come in
right,
and say, we're going to do our own Superman movie. We're going to call it Superman blah blah blah.
right, right, right. I got you.
We have these warring Superman factions, and we as consumers,
Like how Marvel ended up selling Spider-Man rights and stuff like that, and all the
kind of
other stuff.
similar to that. Yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
meant.
similar to that. So it's gonna be interesting to see if that stuff becomes public domain, what's gonna happen if those three become public domain. So
I know
if
I'm gonna write my own Superman comic book.
I
That's
know
what I'm
that, I'm just saying if because I don't think
Let's
DC
go.
would let them become public domain though. Being honest,
Yeah.
I don't think they would. because it's three of them make the most money for them. So you know what I mean?
That
It's
would be interesting. It would be interesting, yeah. I mean,
yeah,
they
it'd be
coming up
interesting.
soon though. It's like sooner
Mm,
than later. It's like 2030
mm,
is I think when it's for public domain stuff. So I think Superman's
yeah,
first, and Batman, then Wonder Woman. It's like it's in that
right. Well, yeah, because Superman was the first one, and then Batman was second, and then yeah, so all three of them are gonna be right behind each other. So
each
so
other.
it's
Yeah.
probably 2030 is gonna be Superman, 2031 or something else, or it's gonna be Bats, and then 32 is gonna be Wonder Woman, and
And then we're gonna hit the centennial, right? That's gonna mess
right,
everything up too, because like here's the centennial of these like characters that are public domain now. It's
right.
like DC doesn't have a stranglehold on the centennial celebration. Everybody can celebrate Superman turning 100 um, and put out stuff for it. You know, I could put out my own line of like
Right.
watches, like designer watches with Superman logos on
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
And then
And I should write a Vampy and Wonder Woman one.
do it.
Yeah,
Wonder
but I
Man.
don't. Yeah, well, it'd be interesting to see if I don't think Vampy's gonna become public though because she was 69, so her public domain would be a long ways down, long
Yeah,
ways away.
it's got to be like 85 years or something like that. No, it's got to be
Yeah,
like, it's a long time. It's got to be like 75 or 85 years or something in the public.
yeah, I'll be good. I'll be long. Yeah,
All right. Well, so here are my thoughts on this lawsuit. Okay.
right,
I think DC. I agree with you. I think DC should be more political about this, right?
right,
And have a conversation with the family
right,
and bring them into the fore. Pay them, pay them more if they have to, or
right,
give them, it's hard to give profits. It's hard to give like a chunk of the profits because no corporation wants to do that, or to especially to like
right,
people who have nothing to do with the project, right? It's just like obviously this is the creators of the IP, but in terms of the movie project, all the investment, these people are doing nothing to add
right.
value to the movie, right? So, but in terms of public relations, right, it just doesn't look good that you're like
You're the
still.
big. You're the bigger company, and you're going after a foundation for for coming after you.
So I think you ultimately have to partner with, because again, it's going to be public domain soon. Like this, the Superman Foundation, they could
Right,
very well just take the IP and run with what they want to do with it
right,
as a company, right? But I think ultimately when you partner together and you're able to say, hey, DC and the Superman Foundation moving forward, this is Superman stuff coming from us versus otaku. Like you really
right,
create a brand around the history of that IP. It's smart for both to work to find a solution right now, because
right.
ultimately it makes both look bad right now. The lawsuit looks bad for the Schuster family. It looks bad for DC.
It looks bad for both sides because they both one wants more money, the
And so
other one is
if I'm living in the UK right now and I really want it, like who's in the UK? Neil, right? Neil's a big Superman fan. If Neil wants to watch Superman and he can't, he has to go fly to like France or somewhere to watch it in
right,
French, then that would piss me off as a fan. So it's not good for fans. It's not good for
right.
anybody.
It's not good for anybody right now because if that happens, it's gonna irritate a lot of Superman fans that can't watch them in those areas in
It's also
general.
going to impact the
Box office,
strategy, the marketing strategy moving forward, right? Because now you have to
right,
do all these like, you know, like the Neil Adams family has a legitimate. If like they bring Jon Stewart, they can get the Neil Adams family, harping about, hey,
right.
you can't launch Jon Stewart without giving us a cut and all this. Like,
Well, I mean, I'm surprised they didn't come after for certain like Superman stuff. You know what I mean? There's
Adams,
Superman. There's certain things that Neil done for Superman too. So it's like, so it's like,
yep. They didn't get anything
so
for Jon Stewart. I mean, they probably should. Not that Jon Stewart's a big, he's not. earning you billions of dollars in IP stuff. But who
Right.
knows? For the Green Lantern series and all this, who knows where Jon Stewart will be at the end
Right.
of the day? Probably get his own line of action figures and movies at the end of the day. So
Yeah.
yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see what happens from there. But
It'll be interesting to watch, but I hope it doesn't impact. I'm still for the movie coming out and being good and
right.
Superman being on top. So I just want to see that. But now you've got
Right.
these little hiccups and not good press around the movie right now. So
Right.
DC has to tread carefully right now.
Yeah, they will. They're gonna be treading carefully for sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But we'll see what happens from there. But there's supposed, and then there's supposed to be a Fantastic Four trailer coming during Super Bowl, so that's going to be interesting to see what it's going to look like. You know what I mean? I'm interested. So
yeah, they'll have this fantastic. A lot of. I'm sure there are going to be a lot of movie trailers. It's kind of like Super Bowl weekend is. It's about so the Schuster family suing the Superman film because there's a clause in those countries like Canada, UK, Australia, the Commonwealth states, the British Commonwealth states. There's laws that state after a certain period after the creator's death, any contract that was with a company IP related, after the person's death, some years after the person's death, the family of those of that foundation have rights to the IP. So right now, the Schuster family is suing to have the movie blocked in those markets: UK, Canada, Australia. So it's a big issue, and it's like both sides just want to like claim the character for their own, or have it's for the Schuster family. It's about more recognition, more money,
right.
the foundation, and for DC, it's like they're just being greedy. DC, right. They're both being greedy, basically.
Yeah, they're both being greedy. It's just but DC's the bigger, the bigger dog on it, and then they're coming after, So it's like
DC wants to keep the profits for themselves. Thanks for joining, fanboy man. Been thinking a lot about you, man. Hope you're doing well.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, what else is going on?
Well, we brought up the Fantastic Four. Yeah, and then you think there's probably going to be another Superman trailer. There's probably going to be, a bunch of trailers coming towards right. Super Bowl weekend, because it's probably going to be another Thunderbolts or whatever else is coming. So it's going to be interesting to see, next weekend when Super Bowl happens.
Superman trailer too. Don't forget that.
Yeah.
Or there's a TV spot. There was a TV spot. What'd you think of the TV spot?
Yeah. It was all right. It was all right.
They showed the flight. They showed Corn, Sweat, and Flight.
Yeah.
And we didn't even talk about that. There's a controversy around that, apparently, because people thought it was like CG. Like
right.
They CG'd his flight like scene, and James Gunn is like, no, there's nothing CG about. But there is, like, everything is photoshopped. So I don't know if you can count Photoshop as CG, but they Photoshop everything, right? They Photoshop the film and everything. So it's a dumb argument. I don't know why people are. Who cares if the flight thing is CG? Like, you're watching CG everything. Like, you think Red Hulk is real? Come on. It's like, why are you? I just don't get these like stupid arguments around people having issues with the TV spot. It's like, get a life.
Yeah, and then there's the rumor going around Marvel Studio wants I forget the actress's name, but wants this actress to play Rogue.
Oh yeah, Emily. I saw that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
she'd make a good Rogue.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. I mean, it's just a rumor, but she would make a good, like you said. She does look like Rogue.
Rogue though.
Yeah, she does look like Rogue though, so that'd be cool. Yeah. If she does end up playing Rogue, it'd be cool. But
you need a Savage Lands Rogue.
Yeah, well, yeah. Right now, the the climate is not gonna that's gonna ain't gonna bode well.
For Savage Land Rogue?
Yeah, for Savage Land Rogue, it ain't gonna bode well for her. Or
Oh, is
for
that doing well? Savage Land
no,
Rogue?
no, Savage Land Rogue is doing well. I'm just saying the climate of what people want, and
What they
oh,
want.
she's too scantily clad or whatever it is.
I see what you mean.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So yeah, certain things, but that Fantastic Four thing is gonna be interesting. That trailer's gonna be interesting. So
Yeah, I mean,
uh,
I think Fantastic Four is going to. I think it's
I
going
mean
to be successful ultimately.
yeah, it piques my interest. I mean, I want to see what that trailer is gonna look like. Interesting to see what that trailer is gonna look like. To see what we get out of that trailer at all, if we get anything at all.
I just had to clean my ears. Like you get that.
Yeah, I got you.
Cooling feeling. I had to clean my ears. Sorry. For,
Yeah. No, you're good.
getting
No worries.
Apologies to the viewer. Sorry for making you watch me clean my ears with a Q-tip.
Yeah, but yeah, but it's gonna be, you know what I mean. It's all these movies coming. It's gonna be interesting to see what what Captain America is gonna do. What this Fantastic Four movie is gonna do. All these movies coming, and it's gonna be interesting. And then eventually a Superman movie's coming. So eventually to see what that's gonna end up doing.
Hey, so you're going to MechCon. Let's talk about that. What have you prepped? How much are you taking? What are you looking to get there? Or?
Well, I'm taking a little bit of stuff. I'm taking I know Lucio Perillo is going to be at the con. Carla Cohan, and then we're going to be there. So I'm going to probably get a couple things signed by those guys. Carla especially because last time I met Carla was in 2019, and that's before she started doing covers and stuff. So it's going to be nice to actually see her this time around and actually have a couple of her covers to get signed.
That'll be cool.
Yeah. And then
charging for signatures or
yeah, they always do. Like probably like $5-10. It's not too bad. Yeah. Maybe. I'm not sure if they went up or not, but yeah, normally it's $5-10. If it goes up a little bit, it's fine.
I feel like 5 to 10 is good. If it's over 10, then
really But I think they're only 5 to 10 anyways, and then and he's probably gonna have some originals over there, so it's gonna be interesting. I would love to look at some of the originals. I can't afford them. I know that much. They're expensive.
You should send the 20 and say, "Can you sketch it?"
Yeah, well, he'll probably have some prints and stuff. I'll probably pick up a
little bat sketch or something on there for you, like a little, I don't know, like a vampire tooth. Can you draw a vampire tooth with the blood dripping off it? That's a sketch.
Yeah.
Seeing it, that would count as a sketch. I mean, you could.
It's a remark. They count those as remarks, and those are probably like $100.
Right?
Yeah, $100 or something. The problem. That's probably what it.
Like you just take a red pen, draw like a tooth.
But she'll probably like those guys probably charge a couple $100 for a remark. You know what I mean? Like maybe 100, maybe 200, depending on what type of remark it is, depending on how big, probably. Because last time I looked at remarks or like about 100 or so, something like that.
Well, don't make it a remark. Just say, "Can you sign it?" And then, with some like vampire fangs, like just two vampire fangs.
Right.
That's not a remark technically, right? Because they're not working on it. Like they're not actually.
Yeah, well, but Perillo's English ain't too good, so he'll probably have a handler. They normally have those two normally have handlers with them, so it's gonna be interesting. But there's Todd McFarlane's gonna be there, Frank Miller. So those lines are gonna be freaking crazy, probably. But so I'm not going to those. But yeah, there's gonna be a bunch of people.
Is Jim Lee coming?
No, actually no. But if you want, we can actually take a look at the list.
Let's do it.
Uh-huh.
I should have sent you some books, man.
Yeah, that's all right. I'll probably find something over there. All right, let's do comic bookist.
The
Yeah,
thing
and
is,
freaking
artists I collect, none of them do con like none of them do cons that often. So that's
right. But that's the same with mine, or mine are all past. You know
that's
what
right.
I mean? But my
They just
well,
don't,
there
they're
was
too old to do
one
cons.
that I was hoping was gonna be there. There was one, but he he actually canceled, and he's
Oh, did he?
yeah, and he's in his 80s, so I'm not surprised. So here's the MegaCon list. You see it, right? No, not yet. Hold on, I forgot to hit share. Yeah, here's the list.
Oh, no.
Here's that list coming. So
Yeah, those are the big ones. Joe Quesada,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, Joe Quesada. Yeah, Scott
Wait, I'm
Snyder.
back. Hang on.
Up.
All right, Scott Snyder, Greg Capullo. Yeah, those guys are always in
Yeah, Greg
tandem.
Capullo, and then
Gabriel Dolan,
Delato,
James
and then
Tynion. Okay, not
yeah,
bad.
yeah.
Yeah, it's big. It's like
So
all
I may go to Delato's table. I may go to Actually, I may go to Capullo's
little
because
people.
I got a lady death that I might want him to sign. So I
Plus,
might wait in that line. I might go
Jaime
Thursday, so I won't.
Jimenez, Jock.
Yeah,
Oh, Jock's a good one. Arthur
yeah,
Adams, another good one.
yeah. There's a
Uh,
bunch. It's a lot, and plus there's still
Brian
people aren't
Azzarello,
on this list. You know what I mean?
Eva
There's still
Mayo.
people gonna be there that ain't on this list too. So it's like,
Dang, man. Got some all
so,
stars there.
yeah, but the Donny Cates is gonna
Mark
be.
Brooks.
Yeah. Yeah, I already got a couple things, but signed by him. So
Nice.
that's it. Yeah. So yeah,
I wish Mark Brooks would come out here.
I
Jerry Conway,
Cho.
that's a big one. Frank Cho, yeah, he's good.
Yeah.
Clayton Crane, okay.
Mr. Steal
Jerry
Your Wife.
Conway, yeah.
That was yeah, and then yeah.
Joelle Jones, oh, that's a nice one.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah, she would be too, and then a couple other ones.
Hyuk Lee, dude, yeah. David Nakayama, whoa, it's like all my. That's a good lineup, dude. I'd be
Yeah,
taking.
Nakayama. Yeah, you guys got Nakayama for a little bit for the Asian
I'd take so many
Heritage
trips
Month.
to them. This show.
Yeah, yeah. Asian Heritage Month in Huck, like all. Yeah, so
We got. All right, keep going. I don't know these guys. You just get more obscure as you go down.
yeah. Trust me. Yeah, they get more obscure, but some of them are known. You know what I mean? But we don't know them, but a lot of other people do.
Stegman.
You know?
I mean, they're big names, but it's just like
Yeah,
they're just not people I follow.
Yeah.
Alex Savio, that's from my collecting era.
Yeah. Yeah. In a Zao. So yeah, so it's like
Arthur Sidem, the zombie stuff. Ben Percy, Ben Temple Smith.
Yeah.
Whoa, okay. All right, is there more?
Yeah, there is more actually. Carla Cohen, like I said. So probably gonna hit to her table on Thursday. Her and Perolo's table on Thursday, so make it easy. Get that stuff out of the way.
You're trying to meet up with all the cosplayers, right?
Yeah. Cosplayers. Yeah. Well, cosplayers I can do all weekend. You know what I mean? But I'll probably do Thursday, Friday with signatures and stuff and cosplayers and stuff. And then Saturday, have maybe a little time at the show and then go do other stuff. And then Sunday, oh look, Archie guy's gonna be there. The guy that created Archie.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. There's more. This list is big, huge. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Told you. This ain't all of them either.
Into the real
Gato.
obscure now. Oh,
Yeah.
Greg Horn.
Gato, Greg Horn, Gatto,
Well, it's
Greg Horn.
alphabetical, so yeah, these are big names.
Yeah.
Greg Horn,
Greg
Greg
Land, Greg Land. All these guys are big names. But it's gonna be cool to go see the Japanese artist Gato again. That's the one that did that red cover with the vampire for
That's
me.
nice, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go see him again and probably try to get another sketch from him. Lady Death this time, maybe. Jim Zub,
John Jang's
Conan,
there. He was on the
John
show.
Jang. Yeah.
Love his stuff.
So it's gonna be cool.
Right there.
Yeah. A lot of people. John Boy Myers.
Nice.
Oh, I gotta hit him up I gotta hit up John Boy Myers for sure. Because he did our show, our Asian heritage thing. So gotta say what at least gotta say what's up to him.
Oh, you got Tom Grummett there.
Mm-hmm. You got a lot of people there.
Love some Tom Grummett.
Yeah, you got a lot. Look, another Superman.
Kerry Gamble. That's Kerry Gamble.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude, it's a lot. This list is huge.
Evan McGuire, that's my boy.
Yeah, but this like I said, this list is huge.
Yeah, you're only in the L's right now, so yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not even in Z's yet. And yep, there's Perillo. So yeah, so probably gonna hit them up Thursday. Try to get in. Yeah.
I'm still trying to find some big names that keep going.
Yeah. These are the newer guys. So you're probably not, you know what I mean, the early 90s.
Michael Golden's old school.
Yeah. So it's mixed in with old school, new school guys. So you're gonna have some new ones, old ones. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be nice to see Mike Crone again.
Mike DiCarlo, dude. Mike DiCarlo is big.
Yeah, DiCarlo's gonna be cool too. Crone's gonna be cool to see again. He's coming all the way from Australia, so he should be already up there, but this week.
Nice.
Or yeah. So, yeah. Yeah, all of these guys are gonna be interesting. And then plus there's gonna be artists that aren't even on here, but they're at other booths and stuff like that. So, that they're not featured at.
Does John Byrne come into the show? Who's that down there?
Which one?
The She-Hulk.
She-Hulk? Nope, not John Byrne.
Yeah. Witterstetter.
Yeah. Another guy. Yeah, but it's gonna be interesting.
Oh,
you're gonna have
Venom artist. Is that
nope. Sam De La Rosa. He's always at these shows. He's always here. He's a Florida guy, I think. He's always at these type of shows.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Scott Hanna, he's the writer.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot. Yeah, at least we're an S now, so we're at the home stretch.
Let's see what we got. Sozo Micah, that's a cool name.
Yeah, that's the lady that does those Harley covers for DC, does those fancy covers, does those like fashion type covers for them.
Cool.
Almost. So it's gonna be so Micah's gonna be interesting to meet. She's another one I'll probably just meet. I already got a bunch of stuff signed by her. So here's the W's and T's.
We're at the end. Cool.
Yeah. And then all these are the ones that canceled. Yeah.
Well, not too many cancellations.
Yeah. Mike Rohn. This is the Vampy artist that did issue 2 of the magazine run.
Cool.
Yeah. Those are all the artists are going to be there. So
what books are you taking? Who are you planning to really target? And
probably Carla Cohan, probably Pearl maybe again. But I have a bunch of stuff signed by him. I met him a couple of times already. So, Maybe I may have something signed, or I may just grab a print from the to have him sign it. Don't know for sure yet, but John Boy Myers for sure. I'm gonna go say hi to because he been on our show before, so
Say hi to
gotta
him.
say yeah.
Say,
Got
tell him
to
Otaku says hi.
yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna say otaku, Naman Young, and everybody says, all the guys that from the Asian Heritage Month. So yeah, so they say hi, and then everybody knows where I'm gonna like one collector down already knows. He said it's a killer lineup for sure. Yeah, we already know where you find. Yeah. If it's a vampy cosplayer, you'll probably find me at at the booth.
Yeah,
But
just
there's gonna be three, but they're not actually on the MegaCon list. They're, so
Dare
it's gonna be
Taylor, right?
interesting.
Dare Taylor's
Yeah.
gonna be one.
Dare Taylor's one that's got a cosplayer that cosplays Vampy. Well, she's known for playing cosplaying Woody from Toy Story more than anything. But she's singer. She used
like a sexy Woody.
Yeah, but she's more of a singer. What is it? A singer, actress. She used to be a Disney princess, so that was kind of cool to learn about this, learn about there. So, and then Rachel Holland or Faces by Rachie. That's another. That's one that's not on the list. And then there's the one I'm actually excited to see this year is the one all the way coming from England. So that
Would you try? Would you get there early to try and get in the Todd line? Is my question. Are you targeting Todd?
nah. I'm not a. Don't get me wrong. Todd's cool and stuff. Todd's great art, but he's not my cup of tea. The art wise, he's you know what I mean. He is my era. He's in my era, but as just I'm not. You know what I mean. I'm not. I've never been a Todd fan. You know
Fair
what I
enough.
mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if I had a chance to, I would get maybe. But I'm not. I'm not
He
sitting
doesn't
in
charge
there.
for signatures. He's still one of those guys. Like he'll give you a signature. If it's a book he worked on, right?
But I'm not. I'm not sitting in the line for a half hour or whatever it is.
Yeah, I mean you gotta wait.
Yeah.
First of all, if you get there early, you could get his signature. But if you're getting there late,
yeah. Because the Thursday they don't open until 2. So Thursday they don't. Yeah. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday they open at 10. So yeah,
but he's there from the get go, right?
Yeah, he's there. He's gonna be there from the get go. It's just
that's what I'm saying.
Thursdays are like a half a day type thing. Yeah. So Thursday would be the best day to get all those guys' signatures and stuff like that because they're not going to be as bit. Normally Thursday isn't as busy. Thursday and Fridays aren't as busy, but Saturdays, forget it. Saturdays is shoulder to shoulder. It's like it's hard to even
Thursday,
walk.
I think even on Thursday you got to run to get to Todd's booth, right?
Yeah. Even Perillo's lines are pretty long too. Perillo's, really? Carla's lines are pretty long too. But they're nowhere near what Todd's and not what Frank Miller's and all these other guys are going to be. But absolutely. I mean, but his lines are pretty like Perillo's lines are pretty long too.
Yeah.
Because Perillo doesn't
for signatures. Yeah. That's part of the reason. Like you have to run and target him first.
Right.
Get him out of the way and then go about your business. So you gotta be strategic, but for sure, yeah.
Yeah, but if I was going for major art, like Frank Miller and all that stuff, I would be doing it all Thursday, like all those big ones Thursday. You know what I mean? And then all the littler guys the next day.
Are you going multiple days?
Yeah, I'm going all 4 days.
You have all 4 days. Okay, so you got the
Well, Saturdays normally we try not to go on Saturdays because how busy it is, but every year we end up going Saturday still. So it's like we try not to, but the biggest thing on Saturday is don't bring a backpack. But if you're only going on Saturday and you have stuff for them to sign, I understand why you're bringing the backpack. But if you're going for like how I am going for all 4 days, I'm not I'm not bringing a backpack on Saturday because there's no way in hell you're going to be able to walk without just turning and the backpack smacking somebody in the arm or something like that. So there's you know what I mean. But it's going to be interesting to see this year to see how it's set up. I hope it's set up a little more, little more, little more like little room. But I highly doubt it because every year it seems to get more and more people. Like, but the the convention doesn't get smaller. It seems to get more and more people.
Which community members are coming?
Huh? Which what is it? Rockin' Robbie from Pop Culture Philosophers.
Okay.
I know he's coming. Comics with Beeler. Beeler's gonna be there for sure. Comic Tom, Fire Guy Ryan, the what the hell? Cut that a bunch of
old age group. Old age group is selling, right?
No, he might be here. He might not, but I highly doubt it. He normally doesn't make MegaCon. Normally he goes to the littler shows. Maybe. but I know for sure Tom and Ryan, because it's one of Tom's favorite shows, is MegaCon. So for sure he'll be down here. Let's see. Yeah, then all the group I hang out with, they're gonna be, you know what I mean? They're gonna be there. So yeah, there's gonna be there's gonna be a bunch of community members that I haven't even met yet. They're probably gonna show up at this show. Cool. So it's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot of people though. Just in general, it's gonna be a bunch of people anyways.
Yeah.
Sure. Dude, it's gonna suck on a Saturday because it's gonna be armpit to armpit, man. It's like if you're digging, it's not gonna be. It's not.
Well, that's the good thing about Thursday. I mean, you can find all the stuff and walk out of there. Nothing, right?
Yeah, but the biggest thing, my biggest thing is where do you, man? If you sweat real bad, bring deodorant with you, man, during the show. If you got to go to the bathroom, use it, because half of the time it's them digging, and dude, you're digging, and then their arm is right on top of you, right on top of you. You're like, what the hell is that?
Yeah. All right. Well, what are you targeting? Vampy stuff?
Not just vampy stuff, but gonna try to target what is it? Like a couple of golden age, low grade golden age books, if I see them, and then for a decent price.
Like what? So, what kind of golden age books?
A Frazetta one. What was it? Weird fan. Oh no, Weird fan. Is it Weird Fantasy or Weird? It's Weird Fantasy. Yeah. Weird Fantasy or Weird Science or so. It's one of those. It's issue 21 or 9. Yeah, 21.
Yeah.
So yeah, that one. If I see it, I'll pick it up.
Yeah, you're gonna run into
that. But that's why I'm saying Heroes Con maybe. But normally this one I just like hanging out and meeting comic book members. If I find books, cool. If I don't, oh well. But I might pick up some stuff from the cosplayers. You know what I mean? A little bit here and there. So I pick up little knickknacks, posters. Little stuff, but not nothing, because I'm not expecting any book wise. This con's more pop culture. I mean, they got vendors, but it becomes more pop culture anyways. It's like a bunch of movie stars, so.
Yeah. Well, if you do pick something up, you gotta share it with us in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I am. Whatever. All the stuff I pick up, I'm gonna share with you guys when 2 weeks when I get back.
All right, we'll have fun, man. It should be fun.
Yeah, it should be.
All right, well, let's see. We got our
Spec, Rec, and Flex.
That are Spec, Flex, and Rec. Or no, Spec, Rec, and Flex. I always ruin it.
Yeah.
Spec, Rec, and Flex. What do you got this week?
All right, let's see. Let's do this. Spec on Epic Comics issue 3. I forget the first appearance, but I know it's a first appearance of something.
Nice.
Yeah.
Epic.
Yeah.
Beth and I we were talking about this last time. The Epic line of comics from Marvel.
Yeah, I got the whole row. I just got the whole first couple issues.
Really?
Yeah, look. Yeah, I'll show you now. I got from issue 1.
You just picked these up?
Yeah, I just picked these up last week.
Was that after the Raph conversation?
Nah, it was my LCS guy knew I liked Frazetta. He goes, "Oh yeah, I got these. I got one Frazetta."
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then he said these are really nice set epics. You should pick them up. So yeah, they're really nice. Actually, they're really nice shape too. So
sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, those are good pickups, man.
Yeah,
we're just talking about the epics. I thought it was based off the conversation.
Nah, I mean it wasn't based off the conversation. It was just my LCS guy knew I liked the Frazetta and knew I liked these types anyways.
Yeah.
It's just I'm too.
Is that a Frazetta cover?
No, Frazetta one is the first one.
The first
but
one.
These are like the first one is Frazetta, and then all these other ones are like Vallejo, and it's a mix of other.
So why is this?
Because it's a first appearance of
that
the
was
character.
A first appearance?
Yeah, I forget the character name. I think Star something. Star. I forget.
Okay.
Delman might remember. I forget.
This is just a spec book that Jeff has no clue of as to why it would be a spec book.
No, it's a first appearance of a character. That's why it's a spec. But I just can't remember the character name.
Gotcha.
I know it's a character. I just can't remember the name off the top of my head right now. If it's not a female, I can't. I'll just but these epics are good reads too. I actually read a couple of issues already. So yeah. So it's my recommendation book too.
So that was your spec and rec.
Yeah.
The epic line.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fair. All right. I am going with a low whatchamacallit, with a dollar book spec rec flux this year, this weekend. Okay?
All right.
These are all dollar books or near dollar books. So I'll start with my spec, and that is, should have probably brought my nice signed copy. I have a signed copy of this, but I didn't dig it out. But my spec book is Wildcats #1. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I got that gold one. I got that gold one that's signed by Jim. Or gold one or silver one, I forget.
Yeah, the gold ones. They have a gold one. They have a newsstand edition. They have.
Yeah, I know. I have a gold one. I think it's signed by Jim or signed by somebody.
Yeah, gold one signed by him. Nice.
Yeah, I think so. I need to find it. I think
that's nice. Why do you have that one?
I think that ended up in my pool box way back when. Yeah.
Oh, way back when. Okay. Like when you were a kid.
Yeah. Yeah, it ended up in my pool box somehow. And then I don't remember how it ended up there, but it ended up in my pool box.
Maybe you got it signed at some point, right?
No, it came signed.
It came signed. Wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this is just the first appearance of all these great characters: Spartan, Zealot, Voodoo, Grifter.
See, I knew he would know.
First step of that Dreadstar. Oh, that's okay. That is a pretty big.
Yeah, that's why. I knew it. I knew.
Gotcha.
I just couldn't. I knew it was Star or something. I just couldn't remember what star.
Yeah. But right now this Wildcats is an interesting spec, and I know a lot of people were like, Wildcats, that's not never going anywhere. But you got to think about DC.
Mm.
This is DC content right now, Wildcats, and so they've teased a lot of things from Wildstorm. So
not only that, but he's running it right now. Jim Lee's running the running the show right now. Anyway,
so Jim Lee wants to see definitely wants to see Wildcats do more, right? And they've been very patient with Wildcats. They've been like, the Wildcats have been percolating in the DCU, like in the comics. They're slowly doing more with the mainstream DC characters. And I'm telling you, man, the nostalgia kick, at some point, they're going to be like, they're going to greenlight Wildcats. And when they do, it's going to be huge. Because I'm telling you, there's 3 characters here that really would, I think, translate well in movies and just having their own comic book runs. Okay, I'm not saying this story is the best, but there's 3.
Right.
There's Grifter is one of the characters.
Yeah, I thought about that too. Grifter.
Zealot is a great character, and Ladytron. Okay, Ladytron's a great character. So those 3 characters, I think, they bring him to the mainstream of DC as just characters. Now, you don't have to bring the Wildcats per se, although I think it would make a great team. You got the X-Men, you got to have a great team. They don't have outside of the Justice League, they're not really a team, right? Justice League is like a team in concept, but they're not a true team like the X-Men, right?
Right.
You got to have a good, solid team kind of IP out there, and I think Wildcats would do good. And you could branch them out and have strong solo characters on all of them. So all of these can be kind of portrayed in because right now you have Batman a couple street level, but generally DC tends to be more like galactic and all that, right? Well, these are street level characters that they can really develop. Grifter, Zealot, Ladytron, street level characters. So I think that's just, if I had $1 to spend on a spec book, I've got like 10 of these right now. So, I'm well invested in this book right now. Yeah. It will never be a big book. Don't be like, oh, I'm going to pour my life savings into this. Comic books should not be viewed as an investment. And I had a very strong dispute with Reggie Collects. The guy's annoying, but Reggie Collects was basically like telling people, hey, if you want to invest your money, put it into first appearances and blah, blah, blah. And he got caught up in semantics like, oh, I'm not saying you're going to get rich, but if you're going to invest, like what's the whole, isn't that what you're telling people? Like the whole point of investing is to make money and get rich, right? But he's like saying the safe bet is in all these like key first appearances as an investment. I'm just like, you don't get it. That's not what comic books are about. When we do this whole spec thing, it's not like, we're not telling you to invest your money like it's some kind of like 401k portfolio, right? It's like, no, it's like you're enjoying the hobby, and this is something like, if you like these characters.
But like a lot of people, like a couple of them say, it's, or like how I like Keep It Thorough comic says, this is not, it's more like stocks than anything, stock market type stuff. You know what I mean? The books are like almost stock market type. It doesn't, it goes up, it crashes. You know what I mean? So it's like stock market.
I would steer away from saying it's a stock, because it's like stocks, those are real investments. Those are things that will like over time accrue. Depending on like what company you're investing in. Obviously, not all companies.
I got you.
Those are like retirement types of things.
Right.
If you're banking on like, first appearance of Doctor Doom to be like some kind of retirement fund at the end of the day. Like you're going to be able to sell it and get, like thousands of dollars off of the profit from that's kind of what he was intimating. That's what bothered me about his whole little investment. Like these aren't
Right.
comic books are not an investment. Let me say that again. Comic books are not an investment. Okay. It's a hobby. You should approach it as a hobby. These books you can get for $1. You can sell them for $20. Like that's the range of stuff. And if you're lucky, if the people who do sell, if they get lucky, they pick up something for, let's say, $30 and they can sell it for $100. That's the true art of like flipping books, right? But I would not get into comic books for that. I would get into comic books because you just love reading them and you're a fan.
Right.
That's the baseline. Just collect what you like. Don't look at these as investments. Pay what you think is fair for them, and that's it. Like that's as far as you should go. And anybody telling you different is just an idiot. It's like if you want to invest your money and think these are like financial investments or tools, you're free to do that. Nothing wrong with that. Just don't tell other people to do it. Because then you're nothing more than like what are they, like speculators basically. You're just like investment speculators, and that's what I hate. And that's what we're doing right now. Of course, we're doing it, but I'm
Right.
never. This is just for fun. It's not. I'm not telling you to go out and buy 100 of these and bank on them being your retirement fund. No, it's just like this will eventually be like potential movie or something, and your $1 a book will be a $10 book at the end of the day if you can sell it. So there you go.
Yeah.
That's my 2 cents.
Yeah. And then my my flex
book.
is flex book is this.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's a Canadian. It's actually Canadian. It's a special edition Canadian. It has all his older stuff in it. It has all the Golden Age stuff that he's done in it.
It's
And
a
it got no
reprint,
staple.
though?
Yeah, it's a reprint.
That's nice.
Yeah, and it's
When was that
and it got
released?
no I think early 60s. I think.
You paid $10 for that?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, I think I paid less than that, but one cool thing about it is that it's no staples.
Oh, it's like an open portfolio.
Yeah, it's no staples at all, and it shows a lot of his older stuff. Like, see,
comic. Yeah, wow.
Yeah,
that is cool, dude.
Yeah, see, no staples.
Yeah.
So,
see, you are showing what collecting is all about, dude.
Yeah.
Kudos to you, man.
Yeah.
This is what collecting is all about, man.
Yeah, and then it's signed by Holly and Sarah on the bottom. So.
Oh, you just flexing now.
Yeah.
You're just bold flexing now.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that's a flat.
Where did you get that?
That I got at one of the smaller cons. One of the vendors actually knew I was looking for Frazetta stuff. He goes, "I got something," and he pulled it out. I'm like, "I've never seen that before." Oh yeah, this is a Canadian special edition type thing. I go, okay.
That's nice, dude.
Yep, and then I brought it to Sarah and them. Sarah's never seen one, and Mom never. Well, Mom knew about them, but they never seen one in person, I think. And I asked them if they would sign it.
They never saw those actual like pages, right?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. That's cool. That's the cool thing to share with family members of Frazetta.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And then in 2 weeks, I'll be going to see Sarah at the Frazetta pop-up event with Delman in 2 weeks. So cool. So the Saturday we're gonna do that show, and then that Sunday I'll be going to that event. So we'll be taking pictures
there, man.
We'll take pictures. We'll do, I may do a little video, maybe. So if I feel like it. I may do a little video, maybe. And then, yep.
Say hello to them for me, please.
Yeah, I will. Yep. And that's
All right. Well, I still got my Rec and Flex book to show
go
off.
right ahead.
This is my Rec book. As Daredevil is about to relaunch.
Blow up. But to blow up again.
It's gonna blow up again. Yeah, I mean, they're saying it's like super violent. Like the first series was pretty violent, but they're going like full hardcore on this one. So, and I saw one scene where it's like, Daredevil, Matt Murdock, and the Kingpin character, Wilson Fisk. They're at the deli counter, the lunch.
Yeah, I saw that one too.
Conversation, right?
Yeah.
That was a great scene, dude. He's like,
yeah,
and like, so Kingpin is the mayor of New York,
right?
Yeah, like the mayor of New York, right?
Yeah. It's in the books. Yeah, he becomes the mayor of New York,
and it's like it's so good. It's like so tense, right? It's like Daredevil's back, and they're just having this conversation like they don't know each other's secrets and all that, and it's just super intense. So yeah, I'm very excited about that series. But yeah, I mean, if you're new to Daredevil or you're new to like that series because you missed it on Netflix the previous go around, that's a good reason to get Netflix, to be honest. Like if they reshow that original Luke Cage, Jessica Jones and
Iron Fist
and Daredevil and Punisher, right? It was just like this, like a
Iron Fist was the weakest out of all of them, but
just like a slew of connected Marvel series. The Punisher, Jessica Jones, and Daredevil were definitely. I mean, Luke Cage was good too. Luke Cage though was kind of like it was very separate, and so was Jessica Jones, very separate. But the Punisher and the Daredevil were very connected. Great series. But yeah, it looks like it's gonna Marvel's gonna continue to do more with that because I think they're just gonna build off this momentum, infuse it with the MCU stuff. They said that probably make appearances in the next Spider-Man movie and all that. So it'll be cool to see what they're gonna do. But all right, but let's say you're new to Daredevil and you just want a quick refresher on who this character is, like the origin and the backstory of all these characters. Well, I would recommend reading this great 90s book. It's called Daredevil, the Man Without Fear. And it's our boy, Frank Miller, our boy, John Romita Jr. in this great 6-issue series on the origin of
that's when Junior's art was good.
Junior, the art in this is fantastic. I will always be a John Romita Jr. fan.
No, I'm a senior and a junior fan. It's just right now Junior's art is
everybody that has a bad day. I'm not going to defend what his current stuff is like because I looked at his stuff on DC, and I was just like, dude, you got the Superman assignment, and you dropped the ball.
Right.
It was kind of disappointing to see, but it is what it is. But he was spot on with this one.
But like I said, the more they get known, I think the less time he has. So the art gets a little affected, So
I think he was also trying to make a statement, like I'm not my dad. He's like
right. Yeah.
Men and all that. But this is definitely him at the top of his game.
Yeah, and Miller, and Miller at the top of his game. Frank Miller at the top of his game.
This one is also super violent. Yeah, violent.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's on Miller's top, top of his game, and Junior's on the top of his game with that.
Right.
But eventually, Frank goes kind of.
This is actually my original copy of this book. It's still near mint. I have 2 copies actually, because back in the day I just wanted to get 2 copies. These are I have the whole series I just don't have it, but I have. This is just 2 copies of number 1. I have the whole series. It's just again, incredible series. Frank Miller is the guy you want writing Daredevil. I'm sorry, like he as Daredevil in the Silver Age was kind of like he was just a knockoff of Batman, right? He was basically a DC version, or sorry, the Marvel version of Batman. But Frank Miller really brought, and this is the ironic thing. Like it's like Batman got dark in the Bronze Age, and that was when Frank Miller just like said, you know what, I'm just going to take this character and just do something you've never seen in comic books. And he brought a real sort of like kind of dark kind of nature to the character and the story, and just a gritty realism to this New York, New York raised character.
Right.
And you just get, so basically you get a condensed, Frank Miller did a very long run on Daredevil, but what you get in this series is just a very condensed version of what he created and how he reimagined this character. So definitely recommend this as a read. It's just, it should be like, if you're going to get into Daredevil, if you're going to get into Punisher and all the stuff, the street level stuff that DC, that Marvel's doing, this is must read homework for you right there. Daredevil, The Man Without Fear. Great 90s book. All right. And for so again, I'm not doing anything crazy in terms of Spec Rec Flex. These are all dollar books. You should be able to for $1. This is my Flex book because I just love this cover art. And that is the variant cover for Crisis on Infinite Earths. This is a reprint of number 1. It's a $1 comic, but this is the only
Alex Ross.
This is the only comic you're going to find the Alex Ross Earth 1 and Earth 2 Supermans on. Okay, so only one. Or no, Earth 1 and Earth 3. Is that Earth 3 Superman? Anyway, this is the only cover you're going to get, the Alex Ross rendition. And look at that. Look, I mean, you got to flip it around to see the Wonder Woman and the Supergirl there. Oof. Oof. That's what I'm talking about right there, Jeff. That's Flex. This is $1 Flex book. And this is not an investment. This is just pure love.
Because of Alex Ross. That's the main reason.
It'll be $1.
If you like, if you're an Alex Ross fan,
don't pay more than $1 for this book.
Right.
All right.
Well, that's all we got.
That's all we got.
And we'll check you guys in 2 weeks after I come back from MegaCon, and I'll show you guys the haul from MegaCon. So be on the lookout, and we may be upgrading to better StreamYard. So be on the lookout for that, and some other stuff. Yeah. Anything up with you, Otaku?
No, I mean, I'm kind of taking a little break from comic books, not picking up much. But I always enjoy spending this time with you, dude. This is where I am. It's been more about like just chatting with you, checking in with you each week.
Yeah.
More than it is about anything on my channel. So
yeah. And then when in May we got the Asian Heritage Month,
which we got to talk about and start prepping for, but we'll do that.
Yeah. I've already got some guests lined up, so we'll talk offline.
Well, we gotta get Katie and Naman Young. We gotta do it as a group, but yeah, we'll do it offline.
Yeah.
All right,
guys. See you later.